Guys, one more meeting of lead code. In today's meeting, we're going to be talking a little bit and doing some exercises with arrays and hashing, right? So we have João today. João is going to be the person who's going to be doing the exercises, right? So João, as a warm up, we're going to be starting with a very simple one, okay? You can choose, if you can share your screen, feel free to do it. So that's the first one, a valid palindrome. And then we can proceed with this one first.
Yeah, I'm opening the. So I will change to Go because it's the language that I'm working nowadays. So I have more familiarity to work with that. So yeah, first of all, I will try to read the problem, what the problem is asking, and try to understand that. And after that, I will try to draw some solution to that and try to start coding. So the problem is valid palindromy. Praise valid palindromy.
So let's start like this, João, right? We read the description of the exercise, and then we can discuss a little bit around the examples. We want to make sure that you understand what you want to do. And
Yeah.
then once you feel ready, you can just start right away.
Okay. So okay, so I have to change everything to lowercase. Every like the entirely string. Seems like I have to do that. And like remove every comma or dots that I have on the string. Okay. And yeah, on the example two, we can see there that we have to like on the output we have to have like all of the characters that we have on the string s. Like if we see that uh it's not a palindrome. Yeah, yeah. So, okay. Race a car.
Okay, so before we start, are you familiar with the palindrome definition? What is a palindrome?
Uh
Can we give tips to him or just you and him? Like I didn't understand properly.
Yeah, sure.
But the question was, can I can we give tips to him or just you and him are talking?
No, I mean, if you have something to say, feel free to say.
Oh, yeah, but I will let him like solve the problem. I was just saying like the palindrome is like basically a word that you can read like backwards in the same way. Like you know that old uh, funny jokes like, oh, if you read the word in that way and backwards is the same word. That's the palindrome.
Exactly. Exactly.
understood.
So there's a very well-known perfume in Brazil, kayak, right? So it doesn't matter if you start from the beginning or from the end, you will read exactly the same way. So this is a palindrome, right? So what's the exercise is saying is that if we remove all the known alphanumeric characters, which means like commas, blank spaces, the double dots and everything as the same example, right? We're going to be basically wrapping up all the characters in just a single uh, string, let's say. And then it doesn't matter where you start, from the beginning or from the end, it will be exactly the same word. So that's how we say, oh, that's a palindrome word. So that's the idea here. We want to write a piece of code that's going to give us the possibility to tell if a specific input is a palindrome.
Yeah, of course. Probably it's len because it's a string. So if len of s is equals empty, I think I have to put that white space inside of the string. Will return true. It's what I understood from that. And okay. Yeah, now we start the hard part. For a palindrome, you have to convert in all uppercase into lowercase. Okay. I think Golang has a built-in package that it's Unicode that put all of the strings into lowercase. It's something like that, if I'm not wrong. So I think I will use that to convert from uppercase to lowercase. And we have to remove the alphanumeric characters too. So probably we'll have to create a new function here to do that. So is alphanumeric, and probably the return it will be a boolean because like you're validating that. And here inside of the parameters, I think I will pass the string probably. Okay. Now
Maybe you don't have to validate if it is alphanumeric or not. Just clean the string. You have to format it to remove all the characters before you do something.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm thinking that like if we do the clean inside of that is alphanumeric function, we can just call that function inside of the other function that is the palindrome, and doing that we will just convert in the same time the entirely string to lowercase. So is that what I'm thinking to do basically?
Yeah.
So
Well, when I say the output, it is a boolean,
yeah,
right? So it does not expect us to return the final string,
yeah,
right? So even if the exercise is saying that, okay, after converting all uppercase letters into lowercase letters and removing all the known alphanumerics, then you start doing the comparisons, right? And I like the way you mentioned the 2 pointers because it's a pretty good way to approach that. So my question for you now, when you were thinking about a 2 pointer, what was going through your mind?
yeah. It's for me, it's a array or a string that I have to run to that like entirely array, and I have to run for the both sides. Like going to the left, it's alphanumeric, and I use it the built-in package of Golang that is Unicode, but I validate that if it's a letter or if it's a digit, not in the way I was doing, and yeah, that is the most part that I forgot, like that entirely flow. Basically, I was doing the 2 pointer, but now I remember it. Why you guys are like saying for me to do that's it's that part. So yeah, basically that's it. And here I validate that like I put that everything to lowercase here and just return it false if it's different, and that's it.
Cool. So just let me share my screen here now. I do have a lead code project here, but let me show you guys. I'm gonna take the screen, João.
Okay.
So if you guys can see it. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's use the kayak example. It's gonna be the quickest one here. Kayak. Let's do like a small debug in the process, right? So we do have left pointer, right pointer, position 4, right? So we're gonna be iterating over it. So then we go grab whatever is in the left pointer and do it to lowercase, right? So left side K, right side K. We do check if it's a special character. In this case, it is not. It is not. We're going to be doing if they're different, they're not. So we go walk the 2 pointers from left and right side, right? So we walk then both together. So that was something that I missed to tell you guys, right? Otherwise, we're going to be stuck in a infinite loop here as well. So then we have the AA. That's going to be the same thing. AA, pa, pa, not different. Walk then both, right? And then that's it. Return true. There's no comparison here to do. So 2 comparisons, KA, KA, the E, the I in here is matching the final of the loop, and that's it. So that's true. That's a palindrome. All right. Let's take another example. Race a car, right? Let's debug this. You guys can see my screen, right? I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so now the same thing, right? We do have the both characters are R, right? So that's fine. Same thing over and over, right? It does check if it's a special character. It's not walk the both pointers. You know, after some time debugging it, you're gonna be, you know, it's gonna be boring, dude. So this process to debug the code is very interesting as well, because you'll be doing like so many times that okay, I finally get it. What the hell, you know, the code is doing. So you already know that like by repetition. Okay, and then we go AA. That's fine. Comparison walk the both pointers, and then CC, right? CC. But now it's going to be different. Now we have the left side, we have the E, and in the right side, we have an empty space. So what do we do now, guys? Empty space on the right side, where the code will go. What happens if we have an invalid character in the right side, accordingly to our approach?
It will go into the second if and go to the left side.
Yeah, so we're going to be walking the right pointer one more index, right? Because that's not like a valid spot to compare, right? So that's exactly what will happen. But there's a problem. You see, it's doing the comparison. Why is that? Guesses? Remember, that's the method we have. So this is checking if it's a known SC, but then we comparing, we're basically giving 2 parameters. The E went through and it didn't run this piece of code, but now it went through the right side. It didn't do anything, but then it executed the comparison. Does anyone have a guess? Why did it happen?
The space is considered like a valid ASCII.
Exactly. So if we put a breakpoint here and set a condition, right, where c age, let's say equals, yeah, it's not going to work. So let me do this. Let me just restart the debug. To
I have a
point that
question.
we go. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not better to use regex or something like that in this method?
I don't recommend, dude.
Really?
I mean, unless you are a pro in regex, I mean, I've been working with software development for almost 10 years and I haven't read it. Like, I didn't wrote a single regex in my entire life, man.
Yeah, I see.
So,
It's hard
Yeah,
to
me too. Me too.
that's personal. But I wouldn't go to this
Okay.
approach for sure.
It's hard to maintain, and if you do something like that, probably the interviewer it will ask you what it's exactly doing the
Yeah, I
rejects.
understand. Yeah.
It would
How they
work,
kept
right?
playing
I wouldn't go to
also.
this. So now, right, see age. So what's happened is, yeah, you guys won't see it, but it is returning false. So it does consider the white space. So what we need to do is just to check if the character here, it's a white space. So we do have a pretty fun method on the character. I guess this letter or digit. Yep. Then we give ch. So if it's not, right? If it's not a letter or digit, or the ch is higher to 127, then we have our condition here. So what should happen now, guys? Supposing that this is looking good now. We're at the same spot, we fixed the condition. What should happen here? Rafael, what should happen here?
The right pointer moved to the left. If it's okay.
Right. So let's see if that's what will happen. All right.
Yeah.
Right minus minus, right? So then we walk the right pointer one more place. And then what's the value that we have now? We're still in the left side with the letter E, but now instead of the blank space, we have the letter
A.
A. And now we have two valid characters, isn't it? So what will happen now, guys? We're comparing E with A, right? They're both valid. They're both known as C.
Just
It would
compare.
enter in the third if, like, when the return the entire function false.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
our break case. Yeah.
It's our break condition. So that's not a palindrome. That's false. So let's use the last example. I'm not going to be debugging the last one because we're going to be here for like 2 more hours, I guess, if we go one by one. Well, let's see. It is true, right? So, João, if you had to give you like an insight, just like seeing one approach and how you had your approach, what insights you get from it?
Yeah, I like I didn't did the entirely flow. I couldn't even compare the two strings that I was getting like in the place. But yeah, I was like trying so much to remember what I did, and probably I was not thinking on the problem that I have now. Like was trying to recall, you know what I mean? And like, but yeah, now I basically understood more the problem and what we have to do to solve it. But yeah, that's it.
Well, my feedback goes not for the exercise specifically, right? what I need, what I see that you can improve. The understanding of the exercise is, it's easy to just think on something and then you don't write it. And then you just get into that state where you're thinking about like multiple ways to fix the problem. Okay. And then you end up like in 20 minutes and you haven't wrote like a single line of code. This is pretty normal. So something to keep in mind is that when I was writing the code with you guys, right? It's pretty straightforward, right? For things that you already have in your mind, right? So I'm not telling that it's easy, right? So you're gonna get familiar to it, but you just write, dude. Just write the code. You need to have something to look at, okay? The example I gave to you, write a comment, do like the manual debug, okay, so do this process. This is what will help you to design your solution. It doesn't need to be the best one like the first time you write the solution, but you just need to like, dude, just do the brute force approach first. What's the worst way to have the problem working? And then you're going to be improving it, so it's not really about trying to write the best solution every time. Sometimes the interview doesn't require the best solution. It just simply require you to fix or resolve the problem, and that's it. Depending on the platform you're going to be applying, if you're going to be live code, if you're going to be whatever, sometimes you just need to finish. That's it.